Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back. Lovely to have you. My name is Magic BunBun. Yes, this is my face. It's not often on YouTube, but it's more just for other social medias and for Twitch whenever I stream there, which, by the way, if you're wondering what the heck is all of this is actually my just chatting screen for my Twitch streams when I do periodically stream on there. So just don't mind this. This is where normally you would see chat moving. You could throw stickers on the screen and then my Ko-Fi tip right there. So don't mind any of that. This is just because I thought it was really pretty and I wanted to use it. It was my most comfortable screen I wanted to use for YouTube. So if you're here, you can understand by the title that it is your weekly magic scope. It is your weekly vibe check, your forecast, what magic is in store for you for this week per your rising sign or your sun sign, depending on if you know your rising sign. It's also known as your ascendant sign. For example, more commonly, you'll probably hear like, oh, I'm a Leo, I'm a Gemini, I'm a Capricorn, but we want to go by rising because it's kind of the start of your chart. It's really good when you do any sort of horoscope, not just mine, but for anybody else's. If you're reading, you should go by your rising sign. But some of us may not know what your rising sign is. That's okay. There's a link in the description box below. I'm not affiliated with it at all. I just think it's a really good starting point if you want to learn more about your birth chart, and it will tell you what your ascendant is. For example, my ascendant is Libra, so I'm a Libra rising and a Leo sun and a Cancer moon. But when I'm doing this style of reading, I always try to have the intent for just rising and your sun sign. Whatever you feel more comfortable or called to, just go with that. That's absolutely fine. But it doesn't hurt. Typically, if you're here, you might want to learn more about your chart, so there you go. So if you don't know how this videos work, if this is your first time here, welcome on in. Like I said, this is your magic scope for the week. We're going to find out what vibes are being sent your way, what magical energies you're going to be able to deal with. I will show you the cards we are using for this week. This is for the week of February 27th. Make sure when you're watching this, if you would like to, get a drink ready. Typically, these videos can be about 10 minutes long per sign, which is why if you have 20 minutes to spare, maybe you want to watch both your rising and your sun sign. And again, you need your time of birth for your rising sign and place of birth. So some people may not know what that is, which is why there is a way to estimate it. The link in the description should kind of explain that, or you can Google how do you find your rising sign without knowing your time of birth. So there is a way to kind of like get a rough estimate, but the more precise, the better. But I don't want anyone to feel left out. That's why if you just know your sun sign, you're good to go. Good to go with that. So I will be having water at the ready for a reading like this. And I also want to show off this cute little jar because I have mango juice. Yes, mango, not orange juice, but mango juice ready to go. What are you drinking? If you're drinking anything, make sure you stay hydrated. But what are you drinking while reading or listening to your, listening to your reading today? Okay, let me switch over. Let's zoom in a little bit here. So these are the cards we're using for this week. These are the cards to kind of indicate what sign we're currently in. So if you're fast forwarding, you should be able to fast forward by just clicking the timestamp in the description box below. It should fast forward to your reading, whichever sign you're doing. But I'm always starting with Pisces, and that's because we're in Pisces season, so I feel like we should start with Pisces. And, once we get into Aries season, we'll start with Aries and so forth. But for now, when you see the reading, that's why you'll see Pisces at the top of the list versus at the bottom. It's their season. They should be at the top. So we have that, so don't mind that. It's just more of an indicator and kind of giving the Pisces or whatever sign is here, will be giving that type of energy and vibe. Again, everyone, and I kind of always will keep probably at least these first two piles always the same. You'll always have a major arcana card that will be present for your week. It is a card that is there to either teach you a lesson, to provide guidance. It is the main source, and it's the only tarot we use in these tarotscopes. And then this is a fan favorite, which is why I think it will always be in these style of readings, but we have surrender cards. This is about what you should be surrendering for the week. Sometimes that's really necessary in order to find out, what do you need to surrender in order to get your blessings. Then we have the Green Witch Oracle. Gives some more zodiac signs, gives an element, and just kind of gives like For some of us, maybe if you're not allergic, depending, you know, if you want to add this, like whatever food happens to be present there, you can add it as a dish for the week. Fun things you can do with that one. This is kind of like to replace, not to replace, but like, you know, we're going to switch them out a little bit for the self-care cards. These are stress relief and self-care cards. So I like them because they'll kind of give you like what your objective is and actually steps to reach that objective versus just telling you like tuning into positive energy. You'll find out or get like an example of how to tune into positive energy. So I figured like, let's give this a try for this week. And then, of course, we always try to have an affirmation that is present. So everyone will be getting an affirmation that you could use for the week or for the day that you see this video. For some of you, maybe you want to do a affirmation, a different one each day. So there we go. These are the cards. And so thank you for being here. And I will, and remember, go to the timestamp below and you'll be able to fast forward to your reading. And I will catch you in your video. Bye-bye. Hello, Pisces. Okay, as you guys can tell, I'm doing things a little bit different. If you are new here, I normally will have each of the piles stacked just like this around here, and I will shuffle them live. But I figured let's give this a try. Let's do something new. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so Pisces, we're obviously starting with you because it is your season. Let us start with your major arcana. Ooh, we have the Lovers. This is a card that is governed by Gemini. So Gemini, communication, vocalization, like both could be written, visual, that sort of power, you know, like recording, like a video like this. Just any forms of communication could be at peak for this week for you. This could be communication between lovers or significant others, people that are close to you. It also can be a connection between showing love and communicating with your higher self and the divine. This could be just spirit guides. This can be your ancestors, whatever deity that you worship or work with, I should say. This could be showing that connection also between mind, body, and soul. Okay, so this week is about balance. It's about staying true to what you love, understanding that love is hard, it takes work, but it should be something that empowers you, that makes you feel like this is worth it and it brings joy to your life. It shouldn't be something that brings a lot of stress. Okay, so what do you need to surrender this week, Pisces? What do you need to surrender? Surrender your fear of intimacy. You are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. So falling very, very closely with that Lover's card is surrendering your fear of intimacy. And like I said, this could be partnership. This could be like a lover, like, you know, you're finding love or you're deepening your connection with love. For some of you, this is more about letting love in so that you have the power to create. You have the power to take care of yourself more. The power of letting intimacy and letting love and allowing love for yourself to come in. This could be more about self-love in that sense. Communicating, like again, with your higher self. Allowing your deities to do some work for you versus like kind of, what's the word? Like kind of like putting a barrier up is what I envision for you, Pisces, not letting anyone in, trying to be so dependent on yourself, and to the point it does stress you out because you don't allow any form of intimacy in at all. Okay, so what's an herb, or we got a pumpkin. Okay, so grounding earth energy. We've got some Cancer vibes, some more water vibes coming into here with you, Pisces. Productivity. So some of you will be working very hard, and like we were just talking, I was just talking about that Lovers like putting work into something. You're being more proactive with it. It's about productivity. It's about understanding, like we still have like a balancing act between that 8 and that 6. It's still a balancing act. 8 is also about like magic, and it's about accepting challenges and wonder and how you're going to adapt and change to that. For some of you, you really need to ground what it is that you love, make it more clear to yourself. Okay, and let us get to some stress relief for you for this week, because it looks like you might be in for a tough lesson on love. It should bring a lot of joy into your life. However, this week is just about like it says here, opening your heart, being more true to yourself for this week, okay? And I will be shuffling live, though, your affirmation. So don't worry about that. We'll do that one live. Okay, so we have hugging or handshakes. Show that you care. Step 1. No one likes a cold hug. Make sure the first person you hug or shake hands with today feels like you gave it your complete attention instead of feeling like your mind was somewhere else. Step 2. You never know what someone can be going through. And step 3. Be mindful and show them that you care simply by giving the person a big warm hug or a nice firm handshake with a bright smile. Because I know some of you don't like touching, you may not want to do that, but you want to kind of just show, like, affirm that you are in the moment, that you are present with it, that you're about this. And like I said, this definitely can resonate a lot more with Pisces that are currently looking for love or in a relationship. You're learning to deepen that and give that other person your full attention. And for some of you, it isn't about a lover per se. This could just be platonic love. This could just be, you know, either dealing with family members, showing that you care, deep friendship, showing that you care, opening up, being there for that person who's always been there for you. So keep that in mind, and let us do the affirmation. So this is your affirmation for the week of February 27th. And again, you can use this affirmation for the day. You can use it for the week. You know, you can just use it however way you see fit. Or not at all. You know, maybe you just don't vibe with it. That's absolutely fine. Thank you again for being here, and if you like this style of video, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, and you can find me on all my other social medias and down below. I'd love to hang out with you more, get to know you more. Drop me a comment, Pisces. Okay, what is your affirmation for the week? I am safe to be my true, authentic self. Perfect. Absolutely perfect for you, Pisces, because a lot of the signs here, I know with lovers, you can be legit, can be like lovers, but on the other part of it is also just dealing with your higher self, a better aligned version of yourself that you are trying to reach. You're trying to have that productivity towards that. There's something there that you like want to so desperately in your life now, and you're making progress, okay? And just keep this in mind. I am safe to be my true, authentic self. And that was your magic scope for the week. Let me know what you thought of this video, Pisces, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello, Aries. Welcome on in. So yes, Aries, it is your turn. Let us start with your major arcana. Oh, and yes, you can probably see I'm doing things slightly different, even more so than switching out some cards. I have everything pre-shuffled and your cards already selected, but I will be doing the affirmations live shuffling. I figured this might help save some time and we can just like get into it, okay? So let us start with your tarot card. We have the Hierophant, some Taurus energy coming into here. So this week might be a very studious week for you. You might be getting information passed on to you this week, Aries. Something that you can't, it's not something that you are going based off of intuition. It's based off of knowledge, but it can be from your ancestors, from a past relative who's passed on this information and it's being given to you or provided to you for this week. Something new you're going to learn. This could be getting downloads from your getting downloads, but it's more from a practical, like that Taurus energy is that practical, stable source. That'll be more of what's in tune for you for this week, for the magic energies kind of being sent to you, and the Hierophant is there to guide you along the way. It's also kind of to bring a little bit of more stability to your week for this week of February 27th. It's about bringing in more stability, more control, not rushing into things so carelessly. It's about gathering the information before you make your next move. Okay, Aries, what do you need to surrender this week? Surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, Repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. For some of you, you may be having to do more research and affirmations, meaning like getting a book on affirmations, either to create your own, have it there at your nightstand, getting tarot or I should say oracle cards like these, so you can do an affirmation for the day. You're going to be like doing research about that, since there's affirmation into the surrender card. Also, surrendering your fear of change. This is because you're gathering more information, so you no longer have that fear. Because what you need to do is it's about learning this lesson for this week. Understanding this is how you're going to get that change to happen that you want. Also, we have a horse here, which could bring you that messenger, and that's that information that could be being sent to you. So a message would be sent to you in some form. So keep an eye in the mail. A book that catches your eye, words that catch your eye if you're scrolling through social media, a podcast you might be listening to, something that kind of like gives your brain a little bit of an itch that you're just like, I'm going to listen a little bit more closely. That could be how you could be solving your problems for this week, okay? So let us grab this one. We have success. So we've got peppermint. Okay, so we've got success, you got peppermint, the key, which is interesting because if you saw the Hierophant in like in the tradition, or the, actually let me see, right here, hold on, I actually want to show this. Here's the Hierophant if I was using like the white deck. You see how there's a key here and there's a key present here? It's kind of talking about how it's the key of knowledge and how knowledge is being passed down and unlocked to these students that are present here. As above, so below kind of energy going on to here. So I just kind of wanted to show that. I actually happen to have them right next to me, so why not? Okay, let me put that back really quick. Okay, so it's kind of like unlocking that knowledge. And we've got balance. You also have more fire energy. So there could be a lot of momentum this week, and that's why we have the Hierophant, that Taurus energy, kind of like don't rush into it. Have a controlled fire in that sense. Control your success. Control where you're going to pour a lot of your energy in there, because that could just be like the fire is representing more of that energy you're going to have through this week. So if you have it controlled and you've done your research, you won't have this fear of change because you know what the outcome or the most likely outcome is going to be for you this week. And it can be if you're dealing with other people. It can be your home, like a key to your home in that sense, or you're trying to change things up in your home. And it could be dealing with a job. For some of you who actually have to use a key to get in and out of your job, or just dealing with your job in the sense of dealing with the people there, like you're getting knowledge from a mentor that's in the company that you're working, and maybe you're going to be rising through the ranks that way. For some of you, it's about finding success in new, like hearing about like a change in jobs, like another job will be contacting you, success in that way. They'll be contacting you, and maybe some of you are afraid to take that next step into a new career and a new company, because there's a lot of fear there because you don't know what's going to happen. This is more of like gathering like your resources, gathering your knowledge, and taking that leap of faith. Okay, so dealing with some stress, what can we do? Drop the comparison. Objective. Focusing on yourself and what makes you shine. Step 1, how often do you compare yourself to others? Step 2, let the comparisons go and focus on what makes you special. Step 3, focus on your gifts and talents, or simply your ability to be kind. And 4, let go of the need to be perfect. You are beautifully imperfect. Acknowledge this. Let me see if I can. Will the camera work with me today? A little bit. Okay. Yay, we got it to work somewhat. So dropping the comparisons. And this definitely rings true if you're going through this area of like, you feel like you can't do something because of XYZ, or you feel like you're not perfect for the job. It's like you need to drop these comparisons. Someone out there sees the potential in you and wants to train you for this next opportunity in your life. Okay, let me shuffle your affirmation, and you can use this affirmation for the day or for the week. Whatever you feel inclined to do, or to not use it at all. That's absolutely fine. Ooh. And please remember, if you do like this style of video, if you like these readings, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like this style of readings and, you know, all the other fun content I have on here. Really, really, truly appreciate it. Okay, what is your affirmation for the week, Aries? Today I am filled with energy and overflowing with joy. Today I am filled with energy and overflowing with joy. Kind of goes along with that other affirmation. I have faith that all is well. Okay, and that was your reading for your Magickscope for the week of February 27th. Let me know what you thought of this video. Please drop a comment, you know, if you made it all the way through this video, or if you didn't, you know, what do you think of this? Do we like this layout? Do we not like this layout? Yeah, I'd love to hear your feedback. Okay, Aries, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello, Taurus. Welcome on into your reading. This is your Magickscope for the week of February 27th. And as you can see, especially if you have done these videos, if you've been around for these videos before, you can see I'm doing something slightly different. I have pre-selected, pre-shuffled your cards right here. Have not like read them or tuned to them just yet. Just have your cards here, but I will live shuffle the affirmation at the end of the rest of these cards here. And I'm doing this to maybe save some time. I'm not sure if it's worth it. If you prefer seeing me shuffle live, let me know, leave a comment, or if you're okay with all the cards being pre-selected. I know some people, it's a hit or miss whether you like it pre-shuffled or if you want to see a shuffled live. So just let me know your preference in the comments. But anyways, let's give this a try. Let us start, Taurus, with your reading. What is the major arcana that will be guiding you for the rest of this week? The Hanged Man, Neptune energy, connecting us a bit with that Pisces energy. But the Hanged Man is about surrendering to the process. So this surrender card could be very, very like powerful for you for this week in particular, Taurus. And the Hanged Man is about surrendering and giving up an aspect of yourself so that you can embrace another. You have to let go to make room for the next move, for the next action, the next for some of us it's material gain, for a blessing being sent your way. So it's about surrendering to the process, and it's not about stressing out about it. Like sometimes we hold on things too tightly and it's not beneficial. So I just noticed that it's changing lights. Okay, I think we're fine. Okay, so about that, it's about surrendering to the process. Okay, what do you need to surrender? What is something that's more specific for Taurus to surrender this week? Surrender to passion. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. Perhaps some of you, like we see the strings in here, you're strung too tightly is what comes to mind. Some of you have been trying to have utter control about things and you're just like, I can no longer, like you can no longer sustain this type of lifestyle. You need to let things go. And I know with Taurus, we're part of, and I say this because I'm also a Leo, which is part of the fixed sign family. Taurus, you can be seen as very stubborn, very fixed. Maybe that's why you're having this problem with momentum or gaining momentum, is you're not starting to the passion because maybe you don't see the benefit in it, and it could be very detrimental to your progression for this week. We have affection. So we have affection, and is that a little Taurus symbol I see right there actually? So double Taurus energy. Eating some leafy greens this week might be very good, but affection towards yourself, since we have a mirror that's right here. Trusting that inner voice that's being said to you, because we have a cat and cats can be like attuned to intuition. So we have that it's affection with yourself, having passion and affection for your projects, for people, for the next situation. Some of you might be been very cold in this situation, very cold, and that's why we haven't seen momentum. You haven't put your all into this project, which will have to happen this week if you want anything to change with this project. Allowing that passion to come into play, allowing this affection. If you're working with a partner, allowing this affection for this partner. Maybe surrendering some of the process, letting go of some of like the control to let them take over so that you can focus more on the part of the project that is you're so passionate about. If you are in school when you see this and you are dealing with like a group project, some of us can be like, and I understand this, when it comes to group projects, you're trying to be controlling because you want to make sure each aspect is done. Some of you may need to take a step back from that to allow more harmony within the group, and being a little kinder, also kinder to yourself, allowing that affection to be reflected to yourself. And Taurus, you could be very good with this, with, you know, showing yourself affection in the form of food. Like I said, we've got greens here. I'm not sure what type of green. I think this is Sorrel. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. But we have that. We also have more fire energy with the fire element being present. You know, a steady, fixed fire for you. Like the steady passion. You're allowing that for this week. Okay, what is some stress relief and self-care? Be present. Objective. Acknowledge your loved ones. Let me see if I can do this and read it at the same time. 1. Some families around the world begin their days with little to no interaction with the people they hold most dear. What are we working so hard for if not to spend quality time with our loved ones? 2. Mindfulness habits in a family must be taught and modeled by at least one adult member of the family. You can be a role model to your loved ones on the importance of mindfulness, particularly in your relationships. And 3, the best place to start is by showing them the power of being present, even for just a few minutes before you begin your work or school day. So this could be with loved ones, this is your significant other, this is your chosen family, reaching out, feel, you know, some of you, maybe you feel you live alone and you're like, well, there's no one for me to be present for. This is also being present for yourself. If you have an animal, you know, being present for them, showing them love and affection before you head out and do, like some of you, especially if you have a cat, have affection, show love and affection for your cat. And so we kind of see like this theme of being present to your passions, being present to those around you, surrendering that control. Especially if like in the morning, like this card is saying, in the morning you're trying to like, get your stuff done and to get out the door. That you have to take that step back. You need to surrender that bit of control and that bit of rushingness. Rushingness, I'm not sure it's a word. But to kind of get things back in order at home. Like these relationships are very important. You need to show more passion into your relationships too. Not just a projects, but for some of you it could just be projects. Again, that's like the ups and downs of a general reading like that. Okay, let me grab and we will shuffle this part live. Let us find out, Taurus, what is your affirmation for this week or even for this day, or if you don't want to use this, you don't have to use it at all. That's totally up to you and that's absolutely fine. And thank you so much if you made it this far into this little video here. I appreciate it. I appreciate the time you've spent here. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy this type of content. You know, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this one. I do appreciate it. And thank you for the support. Okay, Taurus, your affirmation is, I am safe to be my true, authentic self. Let me see if I can. There we go. I am safe to be my true, authentic self. And I think that holds true for some of you that maybe need to feel safe. You need your environment to feel safe, to feel welcomed, to show that to others. Okay, Taurus, that is your reading. This is your magic scope. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought of this reading in the comments below. I do love to read it. And again, all my information is in the description box. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello, Gemini. welcome to your magic scope. So as you can see, if you are returning here, or if you've been here for another of these videos, I'm doing things slightly different. I have the first selected amount of cards here, pre-selected, pre-shuffled, ready to go. I will be shuffling the affirmation live. I'm just giving this a feel, seeing how we like this style of video. It helps to save on some time, so between shuffling each deck separately for just one card. But let me know what you think of this. I know some people like it or they hate it. They like to see something shuffled live, or you don't mind. Either way, let me know in the comments below, okay? All right, but let's get started anyways. You know, we'll touch base on that later. So let us start now. What is the major arcana that will be governing Gemini for the week of February 27th? The Emperor, bringing in some Aries, some fire energy into this. So we have the Emperor, all about stability, all about creating something that is going to last a lifetime. This is also delegation. This also deals with, you know, proper communication, stern communication, authoritative communication. Since we've got this Gemini, you know, energy for the week for your Gemini is really great at communication. And Aries is very direct as well. It wants to get things done. The Emperor brings in that type of energy. This is also for some of you trying to build a foundation. Okay, like we have the city in the back. The Emperor spent the time necessary to build this flourishing city in the background, these castles, you know, and they sit there drinking their wine, their wine, specifically this Emperor here. I'm not sure how YouTube feels about if I were to say another word for that, but you know, drinking and celebrating their success, understanding what structure and what discipline has led them along the way, led them along like this path that is present. So this week for you might be just more about getting the foundation set for a project, a relationship, like a business partner even, you know, trying to build this relationship, trying to build even like a home, like what process you are getting started for this week. Okay, so what do you need to surrender then for this week? Surrender denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. And this is about like regaining your voice. This is about taking that control, like having the authority of the Emperor backing you along the way. Understanding this can't be a place of like maliciousness, of like trying to go after somebody. It's more of like you can't change the stubborn perspective of this other person. You can't deny their toxic traits anymore, or the toxic situation as it is. It just can be, it can be like a person, place, you know, or thing that just more along you can't deny it any longer. And you to see the problem, you know, clearly is how you can handle it then. This is kind of like adulting. This is like the vibe I get. This is going to be a very mature week for you, Gemini, where you're going to be tackling your problems head on. You're no longer going to like let them fester, okay? Longevity. Like we were just talking about, like the Emperor is going to bring this aspect of you, like if you're expecting to do change this week, change your plans, change your idea, you're rebuilding a foundation. For some of you that could be like rebranding, building your empire in that sense. You're going to really have that, and we have like that double air energy as well with the air from Gemini, air in here. You're kind of like also the flames of Aries, that fire energy. You're going to be like, okay, what is it that I need to do to make it last for a long time? What changes do I need to make? What can I no longer deny? Like I need either help in certain situations as well. Like you're trying to take it all, and it's like, well, you need to delegate more. You need to find out where maybe you need to also spend your money. Where are you investing your money? Where do you need to spend so that you don't have to be frustrated with it anymore, and you can focus on other aspects that you have more control over? Okay, Gemini, what is some stress relief and self-care that you can do? Okay, let me see if I can get it into focus. There we go, and I can read it. Environmental awareness. Objective, seeing things for the first time. 1, go outside or look through a window. 2, really notice the environment around you. Notice the shapes and colors. 3, notice how the light from the sun lights things up. Notice any areas of shade. 4, try and see things like you are seeing them for the very first time. So this will be some self-care that you can do, some stress relief you can do, is seeing the world for the first time, like really absorbing it, having that moment maybe in silence. And for some of you who are potentially on the more creative side, maybe you want to paint the scenery, or you want to describe it in poetry, or like how would you look outside any window and how would you describe it and how you look at it. And for some of you, maybe just looking outside your window is enough. That's why you have go outside. Maybe you need to go to a forest preserve, you know, you need to go out into nature and have that moment. For some of you, maybe you just need to go and look at flowers. Like you can just go to a flower boutique shop and just look there. And then we have like a field of wheat. It looks like it's wheat over here. It doesn't look like flowers, but you know, you need to go outside. Even the emperor is sitting outside and looking at the sky. For some of you, maybe it's not about exactly what's out your window, but you can go and like look at the stars above if you have, you know, no clouds in your area, or you know, feeling how the air feels fresh against your skin, that sort of stuff. Keep that in mind. And while I now grab the affirmation cards, and you can use this affirmation for your week, or you can use your affirmation for just the day, or you don't have to use it at all. Completely and totally up to you. And thank you so much if you made it this far into the video. I really do appreciate the support. Make sure, if you can, if you're inclined to, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you like this sort of content, if you like the way I do, you know, these type of readings. I do different styles throughout the week, you know, and I have all my other information down in the description box below. I thank you for being here. Now let us find out, Gemini, what is your affirmation? My future is an ideal projection of what I envision now. Let me see if I can put that up there. My future is an ideal projection of what I envision now. And we have this kind of theme of envisioning things or experiencing it for the full time. Also, like in this imagery here, how we have something covering the eyes. Some of you need to, like, you don't have to see it to believe it, that it is meant for you. So that could be something else you need to work on this week, Gemini, is envisioning it and structuring it. Like, how are you going to plan for the future if you have never made those plans? Because maybe you don't believe that those plans can happen. So take your time for this week, Gemini, to envision what you want your future to be, to really attune to this affirmation. You know, stop denying that, you know, you deserve abundance too. Like, you know, if you feel like you're like, I don't deserve XYZ, you do, okay? Thank you again for being here. I appreciate it, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your reading, your Magickscope for February, the week of February 27th. Okay, so if you are new here, welcome on in. If you've been here before, you've noticed I'm doing things slightly different. Okay, so we still have those cards I showed in the beginning. I have the pack, or the deck for the affirmation. I just decided to pre-shuffle and select your cards to kind of help on some time in between, so I don't have to shuffle each one, you know, like live while I'm recording this right now. Let me know what you think of this style, if you care, if you don't care, if it was fine. I know some people have a preference. They prefer to see live shuffling happening, but I figured for the sake of trying to like speed things along, I can just have everything pre-shuffled. I don't attune. I don't make any messages while I'm pre-shuffling anything. I don't look at the cards, you know, enough just to like, if I'm just bringing it out, just gotta glance at that. Like, that's pretty much it as I'm putting it down. If I happen to see it, if it flips out or something. But I will be then shuffling at least the affirmation part live, quote unquote live, you know, pre-recorded live here. Okay, so, you know, let's get started on your reading. Let's see what magical energies are sending for our Cancers out there. Okay, let's find out. What major arcana is guiding Cancer for this week? We have this star, a bit of Aquarius vibes going on here, right? So this is about embracing your uniqueness, being divinely connected to the collective, and the collective is a collective sort of energy. This is why trusting your intuition, being attuned with nature, being attuned with those close to you might be very strong for you this week. And this is also a healing process. Some of you might be healing this week, and it could be healing spiritually, healing even mentally, if like you've just been very exhausted, so you kind of have to start the week with the rejuvenation for yourself, Cancer. Okay, and this is also about like making sure you're shining bright like a star, shining bright and accepting your quirks, accepting what you might be considered like, this is weird, like no one wants to like deal with me because they think I XYZ. And it's nothing about that, okay? No one feels that way about you. And if they do, they're not really there for you. They're not your true friends. They're not family. You know, you can find a unique group of people that can accommodate you in the sense of like they can be your friend. Like they want to be. They want to learn more about you this week, okay, Cancer? So keep that in mind. The star is there to guide you, literally like to guide you, like finding your star for this week. Okay, surrender. What do you need to surrender this week? Surrender to your intuition. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. And I wanted to point that out here too, is we have like a little bird in this card here, which could also be a symbol of being like giving your aha moment from your guide, from, you know, getting a download in your dreams as well with the star. We do have a new moon in Pisces coming up, and Pisces dealing with dreams, you know, that the daydreamer, you know, the zodiac could be very, very strong for you for this week, Cancer. So if you have access to have like a dream journal, or can record maybe on your phone like you describing your dream, you know, so like if you wake up in the middle of the night, write and jot those notes down so you can analyze it later. Trust your gut feelings. And this could also, like I was telling you, if someone isn't like there for you, or they're not they make you feel weird, they make you feel bad about yourself, trust your gut feeling about them, okay? They're not meant to be close to you then in the first place. And you need to start like putting those limitations and access to your energy. Tomatoes, we have love, and we have some water coming into here, some more water. We have a little bit more of air with Libra being present. We have a love potion. For some of you, maybe you're creating, like I said, we have a new moon coming up this coming week, and you're going to be creating or manifesting a love potion or love between you and another person, trusting your intuition to manifest just a deeper connection. For some of you with that Libra, is just trying to make things more fair and balanced within your love life, you know, bringing up your concerns, trusting your instincts, in the sense of like, if you feel like someone is being shady, someone is lying to you, you know, we see that connection with the divine there. You might be getting a sign in that, and trust your gut feeling. Don't shut it out, even if it is a tough lesson on love. And some of you just really need tomatoes this week. You just are really in love with tomatoes. Perhaps try to add some tomato sauce into your diet this week. You know, just keep that in mind. I'm only partially joking about that, but seeing this picture of these beautiful red tomatoes, I am now craving a tomato. And I am a Cancer moon, so maybe that's why. Also a Libra rising. So we kind of have little bits of everything in there. So very attuned to this card here. Maybe you are too. Let me know in the comments below, Cancer. Do you like tomatoes? Is this calling to you for having tomatoes? I'm very curious. Okay, so what is something you can do for yourself for this week? Let me see if I can get it up here. There we go, and I can read it out loud too. Do you hear that? Your objective is tuning into the sounds of life. 1, find somewhere that is quiet. Take a nice deep breath. 2, as you breathe, notice the sound of your heart beating. Tune into that sound. 3, try slowing your heart rate down with each deep breath. 4, listen to the sound of your breathing. Take everything in. Relax your mind and body. And I can already envision, if you're going to choose to do this, Cancer, I can already envision you guys doing this in the tub or in the shower, like surrounded by a water, surrounded by your element. If you're lucky enough to live near the ocean, that you're going to want to also not just be in tune to your own self, but in tune to like the waves. And we have like all these ocean vibes, a lot of water vibes coming into here. And also for some of us, perhaps you want to listen to the ocean, but you're not able to be near an ocean or like a lake with waves. You can hear them crashing. You can just go to YouTube, somewhere here on YouTube, and just, I'm sure there's ASMR videos that you can bring up to just listen to the ocean. Okay, so there's a little something for that. Now let me get to your affirmation. Let me grab all the cards here. I'm missing one. Get over here. Okay. and I will shuffle these live. Thank you so much if you made it this far into the video. I really do appreciate all the support, all the views. You know, please make sure if you are if you want to, you know, if you didn't like this video, don't give it a, you know, you don't have to give it a thumbs up just because I'm asking you. But if you did like this video, a thumbs up, I greatly appreciate it. Sharing the video with a friend, you know, always helps. And of course, subscribing to the channel if you're new here and you like the style, you like the way I read the cards, or, you know, whatever floats your boat, okay? Thank you so much for being here, and let us find out your affirmation for the day or for the week, however which way you want to use it, Cancer. I trust my inner voice. Trusting your intuition, okay? We can't be more clear about that. You're reading, Cancer. You're already in tune with a lot of things, a lot with your emotions and the emotions of others. You're very nurturing and caring. This could just be more of a focus on yourself and not to not distrust your gut when you're thinking about a person. Like when you're trying to accept someone and you're trying to love them and you're trying to be like, no, you know, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding. You have to really ask yourself, is it furthermore that, or do they kind of give you that icky feeling and you need to let them go? So here, let me see if I can pull this up. So if you want to screenshot that, I trust my inner voice. So that is your affirmation. Thank you so much again for being here, Cancer. I appreciate it. You know, leave me a comment again. Remember, let me know. Do you like tomatoes? I'm curious. If say you're a Cancer and if you like tomatoes or not. Make everyone else in the comments confused if they don't know what's going on in this video, okay? I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you again for being here, and bye. Hello and welcome in to Leos. Welcome on in to your reading, to your magic scope for the week of February 27th. Now, if you are returning, you might notice things a little different. If you've seen these videos before or been around for the live, you can see I'm doing things a slightly different, and it is that I pre-shuffled and selected your cards for just these piles. I still have not yet done for the affirmation stack. I will be doing that live, you know, as I'm recording this, so that you can see that being shuffled live. Now I'm doing this just to kind of save a little bit of time. You know, normally if I stick to this type of style of doing these readings, it can save me time and I can potentially add more cards. But I wanted to kind of get a feel for this first, and let me know what you think of it, because I know it's some people just don't care, and some people really do prefer seeing the shuffling done like live, even in a recording like this. Let me know if you have a preference. Other than that, we will discuss in the Discord or on Twitter or in the comments below what you thought of like this style of reading, of having everything kind of pre-selected. Okay? And I have not attuned to them. I haven't read them. I haven't like flipped them over and like got a message or anything like that. I've simply just shuffled whatever I divided the deck or whatever flipped out. I placed in its spot. That's about it. Okay? So let us get started on your reading. What major arcana will be guiding Leo throughout this week? Ooh, we have strength. Double Leo energy. Double fire energy. Okay, so Leo, we're talking about you gaining strength. You're conquering your fears. You're not letting anyone hold you back or hold you down from what you want to conquer this week. This is also enduring. This is also not just about conquering for this week. It's about enduring and having patience. That is the test of true strength, is making sure like that you have the patience to endure what these changes might lie ahead for you. Okay, so we need to find out then, what do you need to surrender for this week, Leo, to kind of strengthen yourself, strengthen your soul, your heart, your spiritual side of things. Like, what is it that really requires you to kind of conquer your fears with grace and understand they don't have any power over you? Surrender your ego. Very, very interesting that surrender your ego comes up for Leos, because and I say we because I am a Leo sun, and I was just about to say, I'm like, we're known for having big egos, right? So surrender your ego, and this could be to bring inner peace. And let me read what it says here. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. And I think a lot of people put up this front of having a huge ego because they're trying to hide something. They're trying to hide behind something. And we no longer want to hide. We want to come out. We want to be able to speak to others from our hearts and also be of service and help others. And sometimes if you're feeling like you're in a rut, like you feel like you don't have the strength to conquer your own fears or to endure the changes that are happening to you right now in your life, in your situation, in your relationship, the best way to help is perhaps helping another person. Just so you have a place to put your energy, so you're not suffering in the darkness alone. You're at least able to help somebody else and have something good come from it. And along those lines, you'll learn the lessons that you need for this week. We have clarity. We have 1. And we have got carrots. We also have earth energy of grounding. So clarity. With this, surrendering your ego will bring more clarity about your situation, about your fears. Also, some of you may really like carrots and maybe want to add carrots to your diet this week, potentially, if it's safe for you to do so, And some of you just need to really ground yourselves, ground that energy, ground and create plans. This is the first step that you need to take in order to reach the success and be able to see things more clearly. And this is also about seeing your fears for what they are. Okay, what is we have self-care. Let me see if I can put this up here. Good. And I can read it. Okay. Objective, feeling good about yourself. 1, give yourself a massage or a pampering treatment, such as a pedicure or a face mask. Say no more, I'm all for it. 2, whether you've noticed your mind wandering, gently bring it back to the present moment and sink into the sensation of the massage or treatment. 3, remember you're only as great as your thoughts allow you to be. Treating yourself under stressful situations allow you to huzzah and get back to positive thoughts. Interesting. So it's kind of bringing back about surrendering your ego, right? Some of you might have a lot of pride or a lot of ego about taking care of yourself. Like, I don't need to take care of myself because I don't feel like I'm super stressed out. And that, like I said, could just be a total lie that you're telling yourself, you're telling others. And you need to be more clear with yourself about what is stressing you out, what is weighing heavily on your heart, okay? And have that moment of self-care so you can have time to process, afterwards. Like, try to be in the moment during the self-care and process it afterwards. All right, let me grab the affirmations. I already have some spilling. Let's not do that. Thank you. Let us find out what affirmation is in store for Leo for this week or for just this day, or if you don't want to use this affirmation at all, it's totally up to you. And if you made it this far in the video, I thank you so much for your support, for the view. I really do appreciate it. If you are inclined to do so, please give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like my content. It really helps the channel grow, and I just appreciate the time and the energy you've spent being here with me. Okay, and let us find out your affirmation, Leo. Today is a sacred gift from life. And we have that sun beaming in here, sun and moon. Okay, let me see. My camera might not like that gold foil, but let's see if I can get that. Maybe, maybe not. There we go, in case you want to screenshot it. I should have a photo of this, though, on Twitter. So today is a sacred gift from life. And this is kind of like, I get the vibe and the feeling from this is attuning back to that surrender your ego. And also, like, for some of you, like, having that patience to endure the change. You're treating this week as a sacred gift from life because you're able to make those changes more clearly now than you were before. Now that you're able to surrender your ego and see things for what they are. Okay, Leo, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments, what you thought about having the cards pre-selected. I'd love to read your comments, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello to Virgo, welcome on into your reading. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new here, you might see that things are being done kind of more different than just swapping out a few of the cards for the other oracles. So what I decided to do this week to kind of give it a try to help save on some time is to pre-shuffle and select one of each of these cards. Okay, I have not attuned to them, I have not read them. The most that maybe happened is if it flipped out face up, I just took it, flipped it back down, and placed it here. So I only got a glance of it. Let me know what you think about this style, if you care, if you think it changes or takes away from the experience. I'd love to know your comments. I have the other deck, the affirmation, still here. I'll be shuffling like live for this recording. So, I'll do that part live, but I just wanted to kind of save some time and have everything pre-selected so we can really just get into your reading, okay? So without further ado, let's start with your readings for the week of February 27th. What major arcana will be guiding Virgo for this week? We have the Devil card. The Devil is in the detail. Okay, so some Capricorn energy here. So this week might be a perfectionist type of week for you, Virgo, which I know you're known for doing that, for planning. We have to be very careful for you, Virgo, to make sure that you don't become a slave to authority, to plans, that you're able to be more flexible, because having that double earth energy between Virgo and that Capricorn energy can make you feel very stubborn, like a stick in the mud. Like when things change, you don't want it to change. It just brings you a lot of agitation and frustration. And so we need to be more aware of those situations. Also, for some of you, you could be dealing with someone that gives you an unease type of feeling, like you feel like maybe they're lying to you, they're lying about their job, so you're going to be looking at the details to find out if if you want to still be tied down to this person, what benefits are you getting from them, like a deal with the devil in the sense, and is it worth it for this week? It'll be something for you to really, really consider and be very mindful about for this week ahead for you. Now, what the devil as well brings into is illusions, and we don't use this particular deck in reversals, so just keep this in mind, is making sure you're not deluding yourself for this week, that you're not forcing yourself to stay in a situation that you shouldn't be staying with. There could be changes that you can do that can basically, like if we reverse the card, the chains would then fall off from the neck. They wouldn't be holding you down anymore, and you'd be able to move on from your situation. So keep that in mind. Okay, what do you need to surrender for this week for Virgo? Surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. And we kind of see that. I was talking about how bringing you frustration. Some of you, we have this figure walking away from the devil. This person is bringing you a lot of frustrations, whether they're lying or they're doing the thing where it's still considered a lie because they're not revealing all the truths. So you don't have the full information and you're finding out later. Like someone's telling you the details behind, the person's back. So keep that in mind, Virgo. This frustration, you don't also want it to where you just it causes like a knee-jerk reaction with you just to cut things off completely and you're not doing it correctly. That you need to see all what you can and cannot do and the pros and cons of the situation as well in a calming manner. And this could just be for a moment. Maybe this is so frustrating you need to walk away and then come back to the problem to deal with it after you've cleared your mind, okay? Clarity, a clear mind. We've got carrots. We have that double Virgo. So there's a lot of earth energy within this one reading, right? This earth energy, this grounding energy to bring you clarity. For some of you, this frustration needs just to be dealt with and having to figure out where the frustration is coming from. Because some of us are in situations that it's easy to say to walk away from, but in reality, it's not impossible, but it's impossible to do with in a week for this weekly check. This is because you're more so with this forecast kind of getting the energy vibes of this week. You're becoming more aware of someone who wasn't what they thought they were. They were putting up a front and an illusion. This also is causing issues if you're seeking power and influence. You don't have the clarity yet and you need to receive it this week, and that's about grounding your energy and doing what Virgos do best, which is planning. You're seeing everything from all the angles, even from the bad angles, you know, from the devil. You work hard and you know that, you know, there's power that is in here. Like, money is power, material power, but how much of it are you willing to, like, give away for power? Because, yeah, it's interesting also with the imagery for Virgo. We have wings on here, but a devil here. We have one hand up here, down and down. So there is a reflection for some of you. For some of you this week is about getting that clarity, and it could be with shadow work. The devil brings out that shadow. And for some of you, it's like, think of it like you're going to start finding your power from your shadow side, because you're going to be dealing with it this week, or starting the process and planning it this week, because it brings you a lot of frustration, okay? And you're going to have to deal with those aspects of yourself in order to get that clarity and to solve your problems. Okay, so what stress relief and self-care could you do? Okay, let me see if I can hold this up front. Let's see, will you focus while I read it? Will you? There we go. Mindful shower or bath. Your objective, treating your body with loving kindness. 1. Choose a beautiful thick towel and use your best bath or shower gel the next time you shower or bathe. 2. Do so using all of your senses. Focus on how the water feels on your skin. Enjoy the aroma of the shower or bath gel. Take your time and enjoy the process of feeling squeaky clean. Notice how the water gently swirls around before draining. 3. Imagine that all of your tension and stress is literally being washed away. And 4. Feel the gratitude for the hot water and the pleasure of feeling clean and natural as you dry off. Whew, so there you go for this portion. I still have to do the affirmation. But that shower bath sounds really, really nice because you're having the moment. And I'm sorry, I just giggled a little bit because I was just thinking about this, how they say hot showers, like, you know, so, like, are we in hell right now because the shower is so hot? You know, some of you are going to be wanting to take a nice scorching shower to feel very clean. All right, let us find out your affirmation for the day or for the week, Virgo. And, like, you can use this for the day or for the week or not at all. Totally and completely up to you. And thank you so much for the view and the support if you made it this far in the video. I do appreciate it. If you're inclined to do so, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you like this sort of content. It really helps. And also if you share the video with someone you think might like it. Okay, so let us find out your affirmation. Today is a sacred gift from life. And we have those hand motions again. But today is a sacred gift from life. And I feel like it's more about, like, that shower or bath moment. Like, it's giving you that moment of clarity. It's giving you that moment just to be present for today and for this week. It's a sacred gift from life. You know, because where you're seeing frustration, once you let the frustrations go, you're able to kind of, like, see where your blessings are as well. Like, how to handle and tackle the situation. Because you'll be seeing things more clearly. Okay, Virgo, thank you again for being here. Remember, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like carrots, or if you don't like carrots, give it a thumbs up. You know, loved having you here, and make sure you drop a comment. You know, let me know if you like the pre-shuffled or not. I know Virgos are very straightforward. You'll let me know in the comment, right? Okay, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello and welcome in, my Libras. How are you doing this week? How are you vibing? How are you feeling? Okay, so if you are new here, welcome on in. If you are not new, you probably noticed a bit of a difference from last time, from how I previously do these videos. I am trying something new this week, and that is I've pre-shuffled and pre-selected just these top rows of cards here. I still have to shuffle and select the affirmation, so I figured, let's try this out. This is to help condense some of the time between, like, shuffling for each of these piles. I figured this might be a nice way to do so. But let me know what you think. I know some people either love or hate it. They like to see the shuffling done live, and some people just don't care, which is, you know, absolutely fine. If you have an opinion, I would love to hear it in the comment below, okay? So let's get started on your reading. Let us find out what major arcana card is going to favor Libra this week. We have the Hermit. So some Virgo energy coming into here. The Hermit is a source of light and of guidance. People you can see are reaching out to you this week, Libra. You might feel very studious this week. We also have the 9 being present here with the Hermit, about a completion. Like, you're gaining momentum, you'll be reaching the end of your journey soon for this week. So this could be very, very satisfactory for you, Libra. But also making sure to keep in mind, although we don't use these cards in reversals for when I do this style of reading, if this was in reverse, or if you're feeling more of like, you kind of feel like no one wants to hear your voice, you don't even want to hear your voice, you have to kind of banish those type of thoughts for this week. You know, really figuring out where this critical side of you is coming from. Why do you think that? I mean, have you actually tried putting your voice out there for other people to listen? You know, it's easier to say, like, you know, no one wants to hear me, but it's like, have you made it easy for people to hear you in the first place? You know, do not lock yourself up behind doors, but also keep in mind that for many of you out there, for Libras who are watching this, the Hermit is a reflection of not following others, to not fall under their influence, to staying true to your own voice and trusting in your knowledge and the knowledge that you would like to pass down. This is why we have this guiding light here. Well, you know, you are a shining star in the darkness of where people, that's why they're reaching out to you. They want to hear your words. They want to know your guidance. They want to know what it is that you know that keeps you going throughout the day. And even if you feel like, well, that isn't me, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, there's aspects of your life that you do know. And you just have not really realized those blessings that you have. You do have some of your shit under control, okay? But let us find out for this week what you need to surrender. Surrender fear. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step forward. Every inch forward on your journey is progress this week, Libra. Surrendering your fear. This is like fear of, like, when we're talking about, you're like, do people even like me? Do people even want to, like, hear my voice? Do people want to hear the knowledge I have to spread? And you need to surrender that fear and at least put it out there. Now, every time you put something out there, it's like free game for people to criticize, but that's why there is block and mute, you know, to a certain degree. It's different if someone's trying to, like, pass on knowledge. If, like, hey, you know, that's not how you would say this, it'd be this way. Like, be okay with that. Like, you're gonna make mistakes. It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Just admit to those mistakes, okay? Victory. 4-4. I was just thinking, you know, if you might be seeing 4 and 4 a lot, this would be another sign for that. We have Aries. We have victory. I'm not quite sure what type of flower that is. I'll hold that up in case you want to maybe see actual photos, if my camera will focus on it. We have more air energy for Libra, double air energy right there. I don't think my camera is going to play nice, but that's still a beautiful flower right there. We have a crown, which is, we have a flower crown right here for Libra as well. Oh, good. It at least showed you that. Okay, so that fire energy, we have surrendering the fear. We have that Aries and that fire in the card right here. So we kind of see, like, all of the elements coming into play between, besides water, although there is a bit of water here, but since it's governed by Virgo, that's more earth energy. So we have that energy here of victory between surrendering your fears, of victory, like, you know, feeling like you're getting people's attention, you know, the right sort of attention in this way of, like, people are like, okay, I would like to hear more from you. Like, what other words do you have to spread? Keep that in mind for this week, okay, Libra? And what is something you can do for stress? Camera, please focus while I read it. There we go. Okay, so calming the critical voice. Your objective: identify areas of life where you self-criticize. 1. Sit down and close your eyes. 2, take a moment to reflect on how you see yourself. Identify areas where you self-criticize frequently. 3, create an affirming statement to calm the criticism like, today I love and accept myself no matter what. 4, reflect on how this positive statement makes you feel. I think we were just talking about that. We were just talking about that with your voice and how maybe you are more self-critical, and that's why this fear kind of holds you back from victory. So if you're looking for a way to actually to do this versus just like, deal with your fear, this would be very useful for you for this week if you choose to do so. You has to be a choice. You have to want to do this or not. Okay, let me grab the pile for the affirmation. Let's find out what your affirmation is for Libra, which you can just use the affirmation that is here as well, or you kind of get a bonus affirmation too if you would like. If you would like to use one or both or none, that's totally and completely up to you. I totally understand that, Libra. And thank you so much if you made it this far in the video. I do appreciate it. I appreciate the view. I appreciate any form of interaction you may give this video. If you're inclined to, give it a thumbs up, to subscribe to the channel for more content like this one. I really do appreciate it. And remember, leave me a comment to tell me if you like this style or you rather me do what I've done before, okay? All right, what is your affirmation, Libra? It's just all the heart. I do not have to prove myself to anyone. Let me see if I can hold that better. I do not have to prove myself to anyone. And we see like that duality. We see the balance. We see the heart. This is more about dealing with yourself in your own voice. You don't need to deal or prove yourself to anybody. This is about your own journey, Libra. Very powerful affirmation to end your reading with. Let me know what you thought of your reading, if it resonated with you at all, Libra. I enjoy reading your comments. And again, let me know what you thought about having this pre-selected. If you like that, it kind of saved a little bit of time. With this, I can probably add a few more cards if I can have some that are pre-selected. All right, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello, my Scorpios. How are you doing? Welcome to your reading. If you're new here, welcome on in. If you are not new here, this might look a little different than what I normally will do. So as you can tell, I'm trying something different, trying something new, trying to see how we like it, how we feel about it. I have pre-shuffled and pre-selected the first set of cards here. I still have to shuffle the affirmation, but I will be doing that live during this recording. I wanted to try this out because I feel like we're able to flow into the reading a little bit better. I wanted to give it a feel. I want to know your thoughts on it. Do you care? Do you not care? Do you think this is fine? You have no thoughts, or you do care, you like to see the shuffling done live. I just figured this might solve a little bit of the time situation. This is still should be between around 10 minutes long, no more than 15 at max, but it should be even less than 10 minutes if we have everything pre-selected. It's just saving some time between the shuffling as well. I have not attuned or read these cards yet. I've just placed them down. If I did see them, it's either because they flipped, but I flipped them right back down and placed them in their spot, okay? So let me know what you think, if you care, or if you like to see the shuffling done live, or you have no preference. You don't care either way, as long as you get your reading. Okay, so let us start with your reading. Let's start with Scorpio. What is the major arcana that will be guiding you this week for February 27th, for the week of February 27th? We have the Chariot, governed by Cancer energy. We have the Chariot about will and determination, setting you on a path of success, attunement with mind, body, and soul, having control over chaotic powers, being calm in your situation, realizing where you need more discipline and how you get back on the path. This is also a path of being very individual on your thought, on your process, when you're doing doing your own things this week, when you're trying to kind of because we have the pyramids back there, can also be a sign of a city behind them. The Chariot is on the go. For some of you, this could also relate to an actual vehicle, potentially car issues this week, or you could be getting a new car this week, going on a journey of some nature. For some of you, this could be a spiritual journey. You're starting a new spiritual path. That's why you're gathering information and creating your own way. You're getting away from the collective, finding strength within your own voice, and trying to figure out like how you get willpower and determination and discipline, okay? Because there is a strength of calmness in this card here, being on the right path, okay? So what do you need to surrender? What does Scorpio need to surrender for this week? Surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. So this is about that discipline I was just talking about. So some of you have been really thinking about a situation or a person, as this card would suggest, obsessively, because you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to figure it out, which is actually blocking you a lot more from getting back on your path. There are some things in this life, in this situation, for this week, I should say, for your energy forecast, that you just have to give up to fate, give it up to the divine, and understand the universe will be taking care of it, and only take control of what you can actually change and adapt, and that is more so your own actions to a situation. And perhaps that will bring you more clarity this week, okay? A lot of you need that discipline, because maybe this obsessive thinking is about something that brings you a lot of pleasure as well. It doesn't have, and it's pleasure that turns into a problem because you're not dealing with real life situations anymore. It takes you off your path. So you need more discipline and willpower in order to get you back on your own path. We have fertility, and yes, this can mean we have Leo over there, and we have some more, we have another water symbol, so double water. For some of you, this is a fertile situation. Some of you just really like some watermelon. Let me know if you like watermelon in the comment below. But some of you, like fertility, yes, it can mean like pregnancy of some sort, but it also could just mean having fertile ideas that can grow into something bigger. Kind of like we have an apple, we have a seed starting, you're starting a new journey and a new path, right? And this could be dealing with like a physical journey of spiritual or health, like you're starting a new path, you're gaining your information, you're getting things in order, you know. Some parts of it you're obsessively thinking over because you can't solve it, and it's like, okay, don't solve it right now. That's okay. You don't need to figure it all out right now. You'll figure it out as you go. You'll pick up stuff on the way. You'll learn things by trying it and then realizing that it's either for you or not for you. So fertility, if you think about it in the sense of the Empress card in the tarot, fertility does not actually have to mean like physical, like a birth or a pregnancy of that nature. It's more about having fertile ideas, the start of something that can grow into something bigger. And that's why we have that control of the Chariot, because the control of the Chariot kind of puts it into a path that makes it more profitable for you, makes it abundance for you, that fertility, you know, like you're going to see benefits from it, okay? And let's see about stress relief and self-care for Scorpio. Eat something mindful. And we already have that watermelon again. If you like watermelon, let me know. Okay, let me see if I can get this. There we go. Objective. Experiencing mindfulness through an everyday act. Pick a food item to practice with, like a nice juicy orange or an apple, which is interesting since there's an apple right there. Start by noticing the beautiful color of the fruit. Hold it in your hands. Notice the texture and shape. Take a mindful bite or peel the orange slowly. Notice the juices flowing as you peel the fruit or take that first delectable bite. 4. Chew slowly and mindfully and really enjoy the flavors and textures. Notice how good it feels to treat your body with love. And yes, it can be, you know, maybe just like with a fruit, since we have apples and watermelons, it could just be like with a fruit bowl of some kind and really experience each of those flavors. It's something that you're doing mindfully, or it's something that you've cooked up, you're experiencing. Maybe this is also a sign to treat yourself. You want to go out, like out on a journey. They were saying maybe you're traveling to go to a nice restaurant, whether it's dine in or pick up, whichever you can do safely, and you're going to enjoy a nice meal sometime this week. Okay, let me grab the affirmation. And let us find out what affirmation is needed for Scorpio. And it could be an affirmation you just use for this video, for this day, or you want to use it for the whole week. It's totally up to you. And even if you don't want to use it, that's absolutely fine as well. And if you made it this far in this video, thank you so much for being here. I really, truly appreciate it. You know, any sort of interaction with this video is really appreciated, whether it's a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, leaving a comment. If you would prefer an apple or a watermelon, let me know, and how you think of having the cards pre-selected. I'm really curious to know your feedback. But let us find out the affirmation for Scorpio. We have, I am in perfect balance. Let me see if I can get that. And focus. I am in perfect balance. And that could be like eating a balanced meal, since we have a little bit of food on the brain. And balance between the two here of willpower and discipline. Needing to believe it in order to get stuff done for this week. All right, Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this style of reading. Let me know in the comments again how you felt about having some of the cards pre-selected. If you like it, you know, some of it are picked out, some are not. I would love to know, okay? And I will catch you in the next video. Bye. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome on into your reading. As you can see, if you are a returning viewer here, I'm doing things very slightly different than normal. And that is, I have gone ahead and pre-shuffled and pre-selected a card from each of these decks to already have them out here and waiting for your reading. I'm doing this to kind of save some time for shuffling in between versus shuffling it here live. I feel like it will help with the flow for these type of videos, and I can also, I'm testing it out today to see how we feel about it, but I could probably potentially even add more oracles to these style readings if this flows and if you like it. I still have to shuffle the affirmations live here in this recording, so you'll still get a little bit of that. But if you have a preference, or if you would like to drop a comment, let me know what you thought. If you like things that are pre-shuffled to kind of save this time and we can get going, or if you like seeing it live, or you have no preference, just whatever is good for me is good for you too, as long as you get to your reading. You know, let me know in the comment below. I'd really appreciate the feedback. Okay, so let's get started on your reading. Let us start with the major arcana. What will be watching over or guiding Sagittarius for this week of February 27th? We have strength, double fire energy, since Leo is governing this card. Okay, so taking hold of your fears. This is about enduring change, having patience around you, having a sort of inner peace, finding your strength. And some of you might be building strength. You might be going through a process of change that requires, like I said, a lot of patience, understanding your fears about the change to allow a more successful, smooth transition. Okay, this is having that boost of confidence in yourself and your abilities this week, making sure that you feel also protected, like this is your guardian, the divine guardian, like has your back, is watching you, and you're just like, you no longer fear it. Also, for some of you who are on a spiritual path or connecting with your guides, that you can feel them there providing you that strength and a deep connection with your heart as well. Okay, so what do you need to surrender this week, Sagittarius? Surrender to silence. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. And I get the feeling that perhaps some of you are out there that have fear of your own voice. You don't want to hear like the inner critic within you, or you just don't like being alone with your own thoughts. This is kind of telling you need to surrender those fears and surrender to those moments of silence. Start small. If you can only meditate for about 30 seconds and then want to at least do a minute, then up to 5 minutes, it's a slow, steady progress. This is for the whole week, so maybe you want to start this at the beginning of the week and see how far you can get by the end, and keeping track of it, or dedicating just this week for surrendering to moments for silence. Okay, Success, some peppermint, a key to knowledge, and we have Libra here. Some more fire coming in this reading, air and fire. So when we see these kind of pairings together, it's about kind of a start of a process, because we have like fire from Leo with the strength card, fire from yourself, Sagittarius. The air is kind of pushing that fire to moments of success. You're getting a key. It could be an opening, it could be for a house, it could be for a key like to a lockbox, as we see, like this is like a smaller key. This could be a key to a journal. But anyways, this is more about like unlocking more knowledge and knowledge about yourself, and this could be unlocking like inner knowledge about yourself that you would only find if you dedicate some moments to silence for this week. Okay, getting over your fears. And we also have like a way of like you know, it's supposed to be Persephone, the gates of hell, or I should not say hell, I should say Hades, in essence of this card right here. Opening those gates in sense of like you're going to find more knowledge behind them, and having no fear of that knowledge, okay? And this will lead you towards a path of success and balance. And let's find out about your self-care card. If it would focus. The hamster wheel of life. Your objective, take a momentary break from the chaos of life. 1, take a break right now to stop what you're doing and close your eyes. 2, step off the hamster wheel for a moment. Give yourself some mental space. 3, take a deep breath in and let the breath calm you. And 4, continue breathing deeply for 1 or 2 minutes and notice how this makes you feel. This is literally telling you how to do this surrender to silence right here. These are paired beautifully, and you're going to have a lot of success with this. And like I said, you're going to bring in a lot more balance for this week, surrendering to this silence, having no fear. Perhaps for some of you out there, you feel like taking this momentary break from the chaos of life is detrimental to reaching your goals and achieving them, right? Instead, we're kind of slaying those fears, and we're going to have that moment of silence, that moment just to yourself, and do not feel like it will tarnish your success. You need it to become more successful. So focus in on that, and this has great steps for how to do that, and a goal from 1 to 2 minutes. Perhaps, like I said, 1 to 2 minutes even a day before you get your day started, or when it's at its most hectic and you need to just like stop, take a deep breath, and have that moment for yourself. Okay, let's end your reading with an affirmation. This is an affirmation you can use for just this video or for the whole week, or not at all. If you don't like it, that's absolutely fine. Thank you so much if you made it this far into the video, Sagittarius. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the view and the interaction. If you do like this style of video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. I really do appreciate it. It helps my channel grow and helps me, create more content that is suited to your needs. Okay, let us find out, Sagittarius, what is an affirmation that you need right now in this moment? The universe supports me in every way. Camera, please focus. There we go. The universe supports me in every way. And that's where you'll find your strength. That's where you'll find your success and support, is understanding that the universe is supporting you in every way so that you may reach your goal. And sometimes you'll only hear those words if you surrender to silence. All right, Sagittarius, thank you so much for being here for your reading. I hope this was useful. Again, drop me a comment. Let me know what you think of this. I cannot wait to read and hear your feedback, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome in, Capricorn. I know a few Capricorns that will be watching this video. Welcome on in. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, you might be able to see or to notice I'm doing things slightly different than normal. And that is that I took this set of cards first and I pre-shuffled and pre-selected the cards. I did not attune to them. I did not read them just yet. If they fell facing up, I just flipped them over right away and just put them in their designated spot. I wanted to give this a try. I will be shuffling live, though, the affirmation towards the end of the video, towards the end of the video. But I wanted to give this a try, one, to save time, so we can like have a nice, easier flow for this reading. And so you didn't have to see like the shuffling happening live for each one. That will shorten the time a little bit, you know, keeping it at least a little bit under 10 minutes is what I've seen. And then if I do it this way, I might be able to even add more oracle, but I wanted to kind of get a feel for this. I wanted to know your thoughts, some feedback, Capricorn. Let me know if you care that these were pre-selected, if you're just like, you know, you like that some are pre-selected and that some will be still shuffled live, or if you prefer, you know, be honest, if you do prefer seeing everything shuffled live. I know some people either don't care and some people have a preference, okay? But we're going to give this a try. We're going to see how this works out. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, and let us get started on your reading for your Magickscope for the week of February 27th, okay? So what major arcana is guiding Capricorn for this week? We have Judgment connected to the planet Pluto, which brings in a bit of those Scorpio vibes of transformation, not judging yourself, not judging others, or the judgment of others, like impending doom is like what I get the feeling when I'm seeing like the zombies and stuff out here. You're not allowing them to stop you in your tracks, right? And you're not letting judgments about yourself hold you back. This is also for some of you is always related to like with judgment being there for some of you. And I say some of you for these things because this is a general reading. So, you know, some will be true for some and some will not be. It's just, you know, whatever resonates with you. If you've been thinking about it, if it's a gut reaction, go with that. Some of you might be having when I say transformation, like a spiritual transformation. You might be becoming aware of your deities, of your chosen practice, finding knowledge in a book that just makes everything click into place, finding your power, okay? Communing with the dead for some of you, getting a message from those who have passed on, from your ancestors, reconnecting with that, finding that divine protection as well, you know, and also making sure that you don't like lead to burnout in the sense of like leading to like these dead zombies that are like roaming around and stuff, that you just have those moments of peace and relaxation as well this week, okay? Sleep like the dead comes to mind. Okay, what does Capricorn need to surrender for this week? Surrender low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. And this is just kind of what I was talking about with judgment. Some of you judge yourself very harshly. You judge your path along other people as well. Like, you judge how much you've worked compared to others about their success or their failures. Like, you're like, I could do it better. I'm going to do this and do that, you know, and then deep down, you don't even believe you deserve success, love, or abundance, or prosperity. You know, you're not identifying where this low self-esteem, you don't vision yourself deserving of it. You feel probably more like the zombies that are here than the one who's in control and in power, okay? And you have to understand, you need to surrender this low self-esteem to bring in, because you're just resisting the inevitable, you know, and you're making, like, once you finally have what you've been working for, you're just making it harder, and you're just making it get you to take its time. It's going to be longer. It's going to be more of a process versus just accepting that you do deserve success, love, and abundance, okay? And it's easier said than done, but this could be done in the week. It could be a start of your journey. Like we said, some of you will be researching stuff that kind of like, makes you feel connected to the divine and to the spiritual side of things. You feel protected. When you look at the sky, you feel like a lift being shifted, or like a lift, like a heavy weight being lifted off your shoulders. When you truly believe you are going to get success, love, and abundance, and you deserve it now, in the present moment, okay? Passion. Beetroot. We have a little bit of Leo popping into this card, okay? Lucky number 7 as well. But we have Leo energy coming into this, which is a good fiery card to have with Capricorn, with also demolishing this low self-esteem. Have that boost of confidence that Leo carries themselves with, okay? We have also that grounding earth energy with the symbol for earth right here. And also passion for yourself as well, passion for your connection to the divine. Like, don't believe, like, don't have these like doubts. Like, if you feel like you're not a very spiritual person, each and every one of us, it just has a different version of spirituality. You just know it in a different form. You know, you're not all analytical and logical as you think you are. Like, you can read the signs in the room. You know, you're getting signs. You may not realize that they're signs from the divine, but they're there anyways. They're just like words whispered into your ear, or downloads you get when you're sleeping. Okay. And you're going to ground your passions, and this is grounding that love and abundance, and also that earth energy is like making it grow as well. But bring in that little bit of Leo confidence. You know, learn from your fellow Leos out there how to just demolish your low self-esteem, and they would be more than happy to help you along the way. Okay, stress relief and self-care cards. A card. Here we go. Let me see if I can get this into here. Understanding, objective, getting to the core. Number 1, are you holding yourself back from doing something you love to do, aka like that passion project you want to ground into there? You know, judging yourself harshly because you feel like you don't deserve it. Number 2, notice the stories you're telling yourself and try to understand them more. Are they true? Are they realistic? And 3, is there another story you could tell yourself which might inspire, encourage, or support you? And as I'm reading this thing's story, we have a book right here in Judgment. Some of you might need to get either a self-help book about low self-esteem. You might need that, or you need to read a story and envision yourself in that story that empowers you. And it's a story that maybe like you're passionate about. And for some of you, maybe you're writing a story and you need to write that. You need to get it on paper and feel like some of you may be having low self-esteem. Like, I'm not a writer. I can't write shit. Like, the words just don't come out. We're not aiming for perfection here. We're not. We're aiming because you want to put this down on paper. That's where that grounding comes into there. For some of you, just write it out. You need to physically write it out, Capricorn. You need to write out what you consider to have like your low self-esteem, and then how do you destroy that low self-esteem. That's where you're going to be very, very successful. Okay, so let me grab the affirmations so we can find out what affirmation is meant for Capricorn for this week, for this day. If you would like to use it, if you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. You can use it every day, or just for today, or just like once for the beginning of this week. Thank you so much for making it this far in the video. I really do appreciate it. You know, let me know. Do you like beets? Do you like beets? Do you like them? I think it's a hit or miss for me depending how I get them. But do you like beets? Beetroot? Drop me a comment. I love to read your comments. And if you made it this far, again, thank you so much for the support, for the view. I really, really do appreciate it. If you're inclined to do so, please make sure you like the video so I know you like this style of video. You want more of these kind of videos out here, and so I can do so. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel if you like this. I really do appreciate it, and share it with a friend, maybe your fellow Capricorn if you know them, or maybe a Leo who needs to help you. Be like, look, at the cards told me that you needed to help me, so please, if you can, help me, okay? And here is your affirmation. My world is a reflection of my thinking. My world is a reflection of my thinking. And we have that world again that really makes me think some of you out there are really meant to be writers. You're really meant to create a world. And I mean, it doesn't have to be actually just a book. It could just be the starting. Maybe you're trying to create a video game, or something that's visual if you're into making videos and you're creating your world. But it all starts in pen and paper, right? Like, you got to get it out somehow. You have to get the ideas out. You need to start somewhere. Okay, so that is your reading, Capricorn. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of this style of video in the comments, because I love to hear your feedback on it, okay? And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello and welcome in, Aquarius. Okay, it is time for your reading. So if this is your first time here, welcome on in, and if you are returning, you might notice things look a little bit different than normal, and you would be correct in that I am doing things a little different this time. I've gone ahead and pre-selected these first set of cards here, pre-shuffled, pre-selected. I have not attuned to them, I have not read them. If they flipped like forward or like forward, if they flipped up, I flip them back down and just put them in their place. I will still be shuffling these cards live, the affirmation part live when we get to them here in this recording. But I did want to try this out because I feel like this will help the flow a little bit better without having to shuffle in between each one of these cards for each one of them in the different decks, and it saves a little bit of time. The video should still be a little bit under 10 minutes long, but if that happens, and we like this style of the video, because I want to hear your feedback, if you like things pre-shuffled, if you don't mind that certain aspects are pre-shuffled, or you like that some of it's pre-shuffled and some of it are not, or you prefer watching every shuffle for each one, that's fine too. Just let me know, you know, in the comments as a feedback. I would love to know. And if we like this style and it's a little bit under 10 minutes, I may be able to add a few more cards, you know, in the future, for more of these style readings. Okay, so just want to put that out there. Let me know what you think, and let's get started, Aquarius, with your reading. All right, let us first start like we always do. What is the major arcana that will be guiding Aquarius for this week? The Magician, ruled by Mercury, which governs over both Gemini and Virgo. Okay, but the Magician brings us signs of gathering resources, taking that first step, creating something as above so below, taking your ideas and putting like the ideas into ground, like in, I want to say grounding, but it's kind of like the beginning of sorts. We're at the beginning of your journey for this week, okay? A lot of you will be getting aha moments. You'll realizing you have more resources at your fingertips than you do. This is about also experiencing and finding out your hidden talents this week, okay? The Magician is all about gathering what is around them and trying to make whatever their dreams are happen this week. A very powerful card for you, Aquarius. The Magician is a really great one to have in the sense of like, you can kind of sense also if someone's like tricking you or isn't being truthful. It is making you aware this week of that. So if someone's like pulling your leg while you're trying to get your work or your, you know, relationship, or you're trying to get things in order, you're going to be able to pinpoint that. You're going to be able to read the room, read them, read how they're acting, and you'll be able to deal with it. But the Magician is really about like taking those first steps. They're kind of the creation of magic, okay? They're bringing it all together. They've also have control over all four elements, and then in the tarot, between like the sword, wands, cups, and pentacles, they have all those resources, and that's like the physical, the spiritual energy, emotional realm, you know, coming together to form this huge idea that is now in the process of spinning through your head, okay? So what do we need to surrender though? What, Aquarius, what do you need to surrender in order to like receive these blessings, receive this idea, to make sure they're not blocked, okay? Surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of change in your job, your health, or relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. Okay, so to really accept these changes happening in your life, you have to let go of the fear. Some of you may feel like you're not ready, or you don't have enough resources, or you feel like, you know, you're still just missing key items. And the universe is like, no, we provided you with everything that you need in order to take on this next challenge, okay? Do not have fear of this change. It's going to feel uncomfortable because it is change, and it's a good way to be uncomfortable for this scenario, okay? Some things will be ending because you're going to be having some new beginnings presented to you. It is your job to grasp this opportunity this week. Desire, Cancer over here, lucky number 3, grounding, that earth energy of grounding. So desire, and this is lettuce. I'm not sure if it's just like because lettuce, but lettuce, bringing in more greenery. Also, like I said, desiring, what is that you desire? What would help also to deal with that fear of change? What are you desiring? What do you also want to ground, okay? What energy are you bringing to the table? You know, just this about your environment with that Cancer energy being there, making sure your home is nurturing and making sure, like, you know, you have a space to kind of run to when things start getting a little uncomfortable, that you can like be able to, you know, I'm seeing like with the stress and relief, and we'll find out exactly, you know, in a second what other aspects you can do for some self-care. But to like not have that fear of change, making sure you know you have all your resources, that you have the power to ground this energy and to make it into something remarkable. But we are in the beginning of it, okay? This is a phase that's beginning, which happens to also be starting the new moon in Pisces coming up this week. So that could be what you're trying to ground, is your desires, and creating that magic under that new moon can be very significant for you this week, Aquarius. Okay, let me see if I can zoom this in. There we go. Coffee or tea ceremony. Your objective, finding calm in everyday moments. 1. For this exercise, you can use a cup of coffee or tea. 2. Close your eyes and sit with your beverage. Enjoy their aroma and the peace of mind. 3. Take a long, slow sip, paying attention to how the warm liquid feels moving down your throat. And 4, feel gratitude for having the presence of mind to practice mindfulness through an everyday act. Beautiful. So some of you, when you're taking that break, or you're really trying to process what is triggering like your fears or bringing up feelings of frustration, maybe you just need to like sit down with a coffee or a tea, or if you need to, just some water, just a beverage that you can really, really like just have that calming moment, okay? Let me grab affirmations. Let us find out what affirmation, which you technically already have one. I have faith that all is well, but you get another one anyways. You can choose to use both or just one, whichever you feel more inclined to do, okay, Aquarius? And thank you so much if you made it this far into the video. I really do appreciate the view. I appreciate the interactions. If you can, if you're inclined to do so, please give this video a thumbs up so I know that you like it. Share it with a friend that you think might enjoy it. And if you haven't already, I hope you would consider subscribing to the channel if you like this sort of content, okay? And remember, drop me a comment what you think about this style of reading, if you're okay with things being pre-shuffled. All right, let us find out, Aquarius, what is your affirmation? I am worthy of the very best in life, and now I lovingly allow myself to accept it. Because you no longer have fear of it. You realize that, you know, the signs from above are reaching down below, and you deserve this. Let's push this all into here. So that is your affirmation. I am worthy of the very best in life, and I now lovingly allow myself to accept it. Beautiful. And you can think about this while you're having your coffee or tea ceremony. Make sure you make that time for yourself, Aquarius. This is a very powerful week, really grounding your desires and bringing it into reality. As long as you don't let the fear of change stop you from resisting this change, like stop you from reaching your desires and making what you want into reality, okay? That was your reading. Thank you so much for being here with me again, Aquarius. I do appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.